Joyce. End of our futures class. Time now for our zoology lesson. Let's look at Exhibit 1. This is a jackrabbit, a common wild rabbit found mostly in the western bush. Jackrabbits are noted for their speed, agility, and ability to camouflage their appearance against predators. Oh, and they also seldom sit still. Now this, on the other hand, is your standard domesticated Easter-type bunny. Cute, huh? Well, he's perfectly happy sitting still and munching a few pieces of green. You might say that this little bugger is like another rabbit we know, the four-wheeled variety made by Volkswagen of America. A nice little car, and as we found out in our recent comparison test against other subcompacts, it's neither the best nor the worst in its class. But that mediocrity is nibbling away at U.S. sales and even threatens VW's assembly hutch in Pennsylvania. Solution? Why not turn loose the jackrabbit?
Now, this isn't exactly the Western Plains, and that little car coming towards us sure looks like any other garden variety Volkswagen rabbit. But wait a minute, it doesn't sound like a rabbit, and it sure doesn't move like a rabbit, at least not the kind we're used to. Sure enough, that's just what it is. But hold on there, though. I think we've discovered an entirely new species. This is the world's first ferocious cottontail, the Rabbit GTI. This hare is already the hottest selling sports sedan on European autobahns, and now it's finally being made in America, part of a strong effort to put new spring into rabbit sales. First, let's take a quick look at the red trim grille, the excellent black finish, one of only 4 serious colors available, at the businesslike air dam and the blacked out fender flares, and those super looking alloy wheels carrying sticky Pirelli P6 radials. That might be the last good look that you're likely to get because, like the jackrabbit, the GTI seldom stops for long. Compared to the standard 5-speed rabbit, the GTI is almost 2 seconds quicker from 0 to 60, an exhilarating time of 9.7 seconds, and boy does it sound good. The longest throw shift lever is connected to closely spaced gearing that produced a very quick time of 4.4 seconds over our 40 to 55 emergency passing test. The gearing is so low and the engine so willing that there's plenty of oomph left even in top overdrive. On American interstates, the Rabbit GTI will be a quick pleaser at getting on or off the ramps. A time of 8.8 seconds at 56 miles per hour over our 500-foot simulator rates at the top of our scoring card. Gone is the tinny sound of the old rabbits. Here to stay, we hope, is the wheel-spinning excitement that only a quarter-mile time of 17.2 seconds at 74 miles per hour can bring. A bigger clutch meant we could do this all day long without any slip or worry. Under the hood, there isn't much to tell you that the standard fuel-injected 4 has been bored out 65 cc's to 1.78 liters. That translates into 90 horsepower at 5,500 RPM, 22% more than normal, and a full 10% more torque. Our car didn't have the available air conditioning, and frankly, we didn't care. Why, we might even go so far as to say, don't order the AC so you can save weight. One thing, a lighter car meant that through our low-speed switchback, the GTI was outstanding. Steering response, unchanged from regular rabbits, was aided by better McPherson strut calibration, larger front and rear anti-sway bars, and spring rates 22% stiffer than normal. And in our high-speed emergency avoidance test, the GTI was the epitome of smoothness, which is a good way to describe the car overall. But all this doesn't mean the GTI is harsh on normal highways. We were very impressed at the way it absorbed bumps without a thump. Plus, a noise level of 70 decibels at 55, while only average, is better than most higher performance cars. As for that traditional rabbit selling point, fuel economy, you hardly lose a thing. The EPA rates the GTI at 26 city and 36 highway. In actual practice, we registered 32, only 1 mile per gallon less than we experienced on the regular Rabbit. The power front disc rear drum brakes were taken directly from the German version of the GTI and were also impressive. From 30, low-speed panic stops averaged a brief 31 feet with no lock or fade and a solid feeling pedal. The story was the same from 55, with an average of 6 panic stops measuring 114 feet, well inside our short range. Although some may find the non-power steering a bit muscular for parking, at least you won't complain about the 32-foot turning diameter, among the lowest on any car today. The GTI's interior is refurbished Rabbit with some important additions. Despite the loud fabric, the hard front bucket seats were generally well liked. The main dash includes a big tachometer where the oversized clock used to dwell, along with water temperature and fuel readouts. The rest of the meters, both oil temperature and voltage, as well as a smaller clock, now lie on a small console below. We'd rather have them up top, but this location is an acceptable compromise. Unchanged is the huge Rabbit carrying capacity, with a seat that folds completely forward. Under the cargo floor is a full-size spare. For some reason, it turned out to be a completely different brand of tire from the ones on the other four wheels. But enough euphoria. What about price? One of the reasons Rabbits have sold so poor of late is they're perceived as being too costly when compared to their mostly Oriental rivals. The GTI is based at $7,990. Our test car with vent windows and a good but overpriced radio comes in at $8,600. So add another $650 for AC and you'll still have a car that can't be touched in performance for almost half again the price. It goes, it handles, it stops, it does it all. And if Volkswagen of America would just make all its domesticated hares like the GTI, their fortunes have just got to multiply.
The Volkswagen Rabbit GTI, that's some car. Well, that's about all for now, but next week we'll be back ready to go in a couple of different directions.